everyone! This is a podcast by EnglishDom, an online school of English. My name is Deidre, and today we're going to talk about the verb have and all its forms. It has some different forms for changing the tense of the sentence, and this can be really confusing. So that's why we have to take a closer look at this. So let's go ahead. First, we have has as just a verb, not changing the tense of the sentence really. So we have he has a wife. У него есть жена. Pretty simple. We also have, oh, this is only for he, she, and it, has. The rest are have. So now let's look. We have a pet dog. I have a marker. So this kind of shows you the meaning of that. I think this is the easiest part. Now let's challenge ourselves a little and look at a more difficult part. Here we have has and have, but they lose their meaning, kind of. They don't mean possessing something or owning something. Here, they're just used as an auxiliary verb to go with another verb, a main verb, and that has the meaning. So, they go together. They're like partners. So they kind of go together like this. So I'll show you. Also, something you should know is when you use this, if you're using an irregular verb after has or have, then you need to look at your list and review just to make sure you remember, because there are 3 different forms of irregular verbs. So you'll be using the third form for this tense here. So to be, third form is been. So he has been married for 5 years. This is how we use this tense, and we use has to create this tense and this meaning. Because if you just said it without has, it wouldn't have the same tense or the same meaning, and we wouldn't really understand. So that's why this tense is pretty important, and using have and has in the right way is important. So let's take a look at the next one. This time it's separated with already, just emphasizing the time. But it's okay to separate it with this. Sometimes they separate, sometimes they don't, but it still has the same meaning. So again, we have to feed. Third form of this irregular verb is fed. So to create this meaning, we have fed. We have already fed our dog. It means that we fed our It means that we fed our dog earlier. We don't need to feed the dog right now. We fed our dog earlier. The dog has already been fed. Let's move on to the past. So here we have had. Let's think about the first meaning again. Possessing and owning something. So they had a car. So they used to, they possessed, they owned a car in the past, but they don't own a car now. So they had a car. She had a dress. It means she had a dress, but she doesn't have a dress anymore. She owned a dress in the past, but now she doesn't. So that is pretty simple. It's the same as this meaning except the past. So had can be used for anyone, any person. So now let's challenge ourselves again and take a look down here. So now let's take a look at the past perfect. Here, just like this one, had loses its meaning. It doesn't mean to possess or to own anymore. It is used with another verb as an auxiliary verb to create a new tense. So again, we have a lot of irregular verbs and we like to use them a lot. So we have here to buy, which is the main verb, and in the third form, it means it's bought. So they had bought a car by last year. That's the meaning of this one together. The next one is to make. This verb again, the third form of it is made. So she had made her dress by spring. So again, changing the time. That's all had does here. The main verb is here. All right, let's go ahead and challenge ourselves even more and do something really difficult. Sometimes we like to mix them together and say have had or had had. Oh my gosh, what do we do? Okay, don't worry, it's all okay. Now let's take a look at have had and had had. It may sound a little strange at first, but I promise you it's not that strange. Basically, it's just like what we learned here, the present perfect and the past perfect. So this one is the present perfect and this one is the past perfect. And as you saw here, you have an auxiliary verb to create this tense. So have and had, the first ones are the auxiliary verbs to create this tense. And then the second one is showing ownership, like the original meaning of have. And they go together just like in these ones over here. Partners to create this meaning and this tense. And as you know, if you look at your list of irregular verbs, have is an irregular verb, and the third form of that is had. So that's why it looks like this. Now let's read it. I have had a shower today. It means that I had a shower today. I took a shower today. Then we have you had had lunch by 12:30 yesterday. It means yesterday, at the time 12:30, you had already eaten lunch. So that is the meaning of all of this. Don't worry, don't get too confused. I know that you can do it. And if you want to learn more things about English, just visit EnglishDom.com. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!